So, welcome to the SpaceX Project Talk 2023 edition. So, before we get anywhere, let's have a quick look to the past. So, the Society was founded to build a space radio telescope that other students could use and would be open to the public. It was called the XRTC. Hello, welcome. We've just started, you're not missing anything. So it kind of worked, and then it kind of broke. So we're putting this project on hold indefinitely because what broke was a motor, and the company that produced that motor is now bust, so we can't actually get the same one anymore. But besides that, we've also made some water filters, graphene-based. That picture is not ours. I should have gotten a picture earlier when we had them at our stall. But the water filters could be used in places like space and Mars and other water-scarce places, even on Earth sometimes. And they would be efficient filtering water. And so this was a new method that we thought we could do. This was before my time. I don't know too many specifics. Maybe Alex might know a bit more. But another project we've had was a Wi-Fi telescope. So this telescope would be able to, it's really small, but it would be able to find Wi-Fi hotspots in a room. So it would just be looking for frequencies that are, well, Wi-Fi frequencies, like 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, that kind of band. It was called the tabletop telescope, so TTT. But enough of the past, let's look to the present. So what do we have right now? We have a rocket. This is our competition rocket that was entered into 2020 national rocket competition with the UK SEDS organization, and we came second with it, so that's really nice. You may have seen this rocket at our stall in the wherever we were, place name I forgot. We have some stuff in the box. We have a society full of talented people, and we have more stuff in the box. Now, what do we want to do in the future then? Well, this year we are going to be trying to put more focus back onto the rockets, because last year we didn't do too many. But there's a picture of the last project coordinator launching one of our model rockets that the students can build, and just any member is welcome to come build the rockets. These are really easy. They take like 30 minutes to make if you know what you're doing, and anyone can then launch them, like just here in the local park. So we want to put more emphasis on that again. So we're going to build rockets for everybody, and the first workshop is going to be on the 30th of September. I don't know where yet.
Yeah, it'll be Saturday the 30th of September. I have not been able to book a room yet, but as soon as when it's booked, it'll be put on the group chat I will.
Yeah, so over here there's a WhatsApp group chat you can join with the QR code. Stay tuned for more information on that. Of course, we'll want to get back to the competition rocket as well. So for that, what we'll want is a team that, it doesn't have to be a big team, just any size team that's interested in building a rocket. So that will involve doing some simulations in a free software called OpenRocket. So you design the rocket, you simulate it with various parameters to see how high up it would go and stuff. And then 3D printing some parts which we can use in the Harrison building. So yeah, we would need to decide on the goal that we want for the rocket. So the rocket can have any goal. Usually it's just to go the highest. It can have other goals like collect various bits of data like g-forces, temperatures, etc. We'll run simulations, and then we need to manufacture the part, and then we need to get permissions to launch, and then have some fun. A project that had been kind of abandoned before I came here due to COVID, that I brought back last year, is a high-altitude weather balloon. This is one I'm most excited by. So, plan this year. If the skills are above the minimum, and we can work on it, then we fix the code, because it's broken in many ways. Like, I have a picture of it somewhere. Yeah, so lots of errors in just one file. We test some parts, the GPS, the camera, the parachute. We launch it, we document it. That's the plan for this year with it. First bit is fixing the code. It's in C, so it's a pain. And that's a picture of us testing a parachute, well, not us, a committee before us, testing the parachute on a box that would be housing a Raspberry Pi that would have all of that code there. Now, last year we planned to do many projects, and we didn't do much at all. So this year we're sticking just a few, but if you have any ideas for anything that could be interesting, do let us know, maybe just right now. And if you have any questions about anything I just said, because I know that was pretty quick actually. So if you have any questions, then ask them away. No, was I that good? Okay.
Are there still going to be the regular sessions in the physics lab on the ham?
We don't have immediate plans for this term with it, because the code can kind of just be done offline. Yeah, online I mean. It's like, we don't need to be in person for that, but there are things that need to be designed with it. For example, the box I think we had last year to house it wasn't actually the right one, so we may need to design a new one and make it. But no immediate plans yet, but stay tuned. For the moment, we'll focus on regular workshops for the rockets. We want to do 3 workshops before we launch them, and that, unlike last year where we did like 5 and then never launched them because nobody turned up to any of them. But yeah, any other questions? Yeah?
How does licensing for the model rockets work then? I know nothing about UK. Rules, or if there's a pipeline where you get to be like a level 1, level 2, someone. Or...
What do you mean by licensing? Like,
so like in America, how you can work through your like amateur model rocket licenses to get large power motors.
Right, yeah, so
similar for the UK.
yeah, it's kind of similar. So we can use up to G-class motors without needing a license. Obviously, it needs to be launched off somewhere that will allow you to reach a certain height. But the ones that we'll be using for the smaller rockets that everybody else can build, that's not for the competition rocket, will be Class B and Class C motors, which don't go quite as high, so we don't need any licenses for that either. We can just launch them wherever that's free. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Anyone else?
How high do these rockets go?
So the model rockets that are for everybody else, they, I don't know, like 200
feet, I think.
Yeah, 200 or 300 feet. So it's a fair height for something that's like about this big. The competition rocket goes about a kilometer up. At least the one that we had.
Have you guys ever thought of making space habitats? Like, I knew this one company, it was a bunch of people from, I think, Switzerland. They grouped together after uni and they constructed some kind of Mars or moon habitats and then used a 3D printer to make it. Have you ever considered maybe?
I don't think we have.
No, I don't think so.
Something we can maybe think about if you like have a plan for it, because I don't think I know exactly what to do with it right now.
Yeah. Because it'll be very cool if they had like a location on campus. If they would let you construct something, so when people come by, there's like an exhibition for the whole society.
Yeah, it could be something we can look into.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't really get you guys' feedback and what you guys are actually passionate about.
Yeah, so anything you're interested about, any kind of project you want to do, preferably something space and science related. Ideas of some projects that we thought of doing last year were a lightning detector, which is just an AM radio fixed to a frequency. I think the longer the wavelength you set it to, the further around the world it can detect lightning. A very code heavy project which would combine a weather model and an AI prediction system to try and get more accurate weather predictions, but that never happened because lazy. So yeah, that's just a few of the project ideas that we had last year that never happened, but could still happen if people are actually interested in it.
Do you guys have a budget for your projects?
I mean, sort of, yeah, because we are limited by the budget that we as a society can provide, but we can apply for grants from the university if we have something particularly interesting. I'm not sure.
Like the tabletop telescope that was funding for a grant from the alumni network. So there's like a specific project you want to work on with study can only partially fund. We can secure funding from other means like the alumni fund.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that the radio telescope that was built was probably not fully funded by the society because that is big
Yeah, the budget was like 10 grand, I think, for that.
Yeah, which is also why we can't fix it, because what we're gonna say, we lost the motor.
Have you guys ever considered like reaching out to other businesses that might want to sponsor?
Something we can look into.
Yeah.
We looked
Definitely.
into it, just depends, like, once we have something in mind that we need.
Yeah,
specific
first
money for.
we need to have a project goal before we
Okay,
reach
yeah,
out
yeah.
for sponsorships.
Like we have most of the parts for it. In this case, we're making Southern parts both between 2019 and the present day,
Yeah.
when things were like abandoned due to COVID. But yeah, but if you had to like, yeah, if you need money, we can access funding through like businesses or the uni's like alumni network.
I think we can get some funding for some our conference. Like we get some funding for that this year, I think.
Yeah.
Or we're looking to. So we can definitely get funding for projects if we really want. Anything else? Yeah.
What time of the year would the different projects
Right.
take
So the
place?
rockets, we want to be basically done with everything rocket related by the end of this first term. Doesn't mean we will be. The idea is that within the next few weeks, we can build these small model rockets that will be ready to launch whenever the weather's clear. Because last year it was a bit of an issue. And at least get a large part of the competition rocket ready for the UK sets competition, which is the launch is in the summer for that. But
Deadline's like end of March for your. You've got like documented and write like a paper about your rocket.
yeah, you have to submit a full project report on it, your design processes and all that. So we want to get as much of that done as early as possible, preferably by the end of the first term, but it's okay if it's not done. Because in the second term, I want to focus on the high altitude weather balloon. So that's something that will take a considerable amount of time, and I would preferably like to launch it this summer. Anything else? No? Right, well, you can join our Discord, where you can get yourself a role for the projects, where I will be sending updates every now and then for various things and events that are happening. Or you can also join our WhatsApp group chat on one of the QR codes here, where we will also be sending updates. I think this year we will be sending a lot more on the WhatsApp, because that's a lot easier for everybody to access than Discord, but Discord is where the projects talks mostly happen at the moment.